How Britain built the largest empire in history. At its peak, the British Empire ruled over nearly a quarter of the world's land and population. From North America to India, from Africa to Australia, the phrase became famous, "The sun never sets on the British Empire." But how did a small island nation in Europe build the largest empire in human history? And how did that same empire eventually collapse? Before we begin, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more real history documentaries from around the world. Your support helps bring these stories to life. Now let's go back to the beginning of the empire that reshaped the modern world. The foundations of the British Empire were laid in the late 1500s during the reign of Elizabeth I. England was a rising naval power competing with Spain and Portugal for influence overseas. In 1588, the English Navy defeated the powerful Spanish Armada, securing England's control of the seas. Soon, English explorers and merchants began establishing settlements across the Atlantic. In 1607, England founded its first permanent colony in North America, Jamestown. This marked the beginning of Britain's overseas expansion. Throughout the 1600s and 1700s, Britain established colonies in the Caribbean and North America. Sugar plantations in islands such as Jamaica became incredibly profitable. These plantations relied heavily on enslaved labor through the transatlantic slave trade. Meanwhile, in North America, 13 British colonies grew rapidly along the Atlantic coast. These colonies would eventually become the United States. But before that happened, Britain continued expanding its influence around the globe. One of the most important regions in the British Empire was India. British involvement began through a trading company known as the East India Company, founded in 1600. At first, the company only traded spices, textiles, and other goods. But gradually, it began gaining political power. After the Battle of Plassey in 1757, the company gained control over large parts of India. Over time, British influence expanded across the subcontinent. India became the most valuable territory of the empire. In fact, it was often called the jewel in the crown. Despite Britain's growing power, not all colonies remained loyal. In 1776, 13 colonies in North America declared independence during the American Revolution. After years of fighting, Britain lost the war. In 1783, the United States officially became independent. Although this was a major loss, Britain soon turned its attention elsewhere. New territories would soon replace those lost in America. During the 1800s, the British Empire expanded faster than ever. Britain gained control of territories in Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. The empire included regions such as India, Canada, Australia, and South Africa. At its height, the empire governed nearly 25% of the world's population. British ships controlled global trade routes. English became an international language. The British political system influenced governments across the world. During the late 1800s, European powers competed to control Africa in what became known as the Scramble for Africa. Britain acquired territories including Egypt, Nigeria, and Kenya. These regions provided resources, trade routes, and strategic military positions. But colonial rule also brought conflict, exploitation, and resistance from local populations. The two world wars dramatically changed the British Empire. During World War I and World War II, millions of soldiers from British colonies fought alongside Britain. However, these wars weakened the empire financially and politically. At the same time, independence movements grew stronger across the colonies. After World War II, many colonies began demanding independence. One of the most important moments came in 1947, when India gained independence under leaders like Mahatma Gandhi. Soon after, many other colonies followed. Across Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean, new nations were formed. By the late 20th century, most of the British Empire had dissolved. Today, many former colonies remain connected through the Commonwealth of Nations. The British Empire was one of the most powerful and influential empires in world history. It reshaped global trade, politics, language, and culture. Its legacy can still be seen in countries across the world today. If you enjoyed learning about the rise and fall of the British Empire, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next history documentary. And tell us in the comments, which empire should we explore next?